Wow, ma'am, grabe naman yun. So, maraming salamat, ma'am Jessa Aleo, sa pagpapakilala, no? Di ko yun in-expect, no? Thank you po ulit, no? So, bago po tayo magsimula, no, gusto ko lang po munang batiin ng magandang araw ang ating Education Program Supervisor in Mathematics, si Sir Resi A. Rodela. Sir, magandang araw po. Siyempre, gusto ko rin pong batiin ang aming punong guro sa Mandaluyong High School, si Dr. Ervin A. Salazar, ang aming matipuno at mabait na math coordinator sa MHS, si Mr. Marlon A. Custodio. At syempre mga magagandang master teacher namin, hindi yan pwedeng mawala, si Ma'am Jervily H. Nalwal and Ma'am Aimelin C. Mariano. At yung mga math teacher ng MHS sa Mandaluyong High School at mga math teachers sa iba't ibang school, magandang araw po. At higit po sa lahat, magandang araw sa mga estudyante, mag-aaral ng Mandaluyong, at hindi lang po sa Mandaluyong na pwedeng manood, magandang araw po, no? So tayo po ngayon ay nandito sa Grade 10 Mathematics Review Week 3. So dito, i-discuss na natin kung ano yung mga napag-aralan ninyo nung Week 3 sa Clyde module. So, by the way, my name is Mr. Jonathan A. Almero. So, pwede nyo akong tawagin Teacher Jonathan o Teacher Nathan. So, kung handa na tayo, halina, matsayang mag-aral. Tayo ng matuto! So sabi natin, i-discuss natin yung week 3 ng Clyde module or yung ginagamit natin na MEALC, the most essential learning competencies nung ginamit nyo. Kung ano yung pinag-aralan ninyo nung week 3. Okay? So, let's start. Okay, so week 3, it's all about geometric sequence. It's not all about, but I mean, the first part of geometric sequence was discussed on week 3. So, ano nga ba yung geometric sequence? That is the point. Kailangan malaman natin, ano ba difference si geometric sequence kay arithmetic sequence? Paano ba kunin yung common ratio kay geometric sequence? Kailan ko ba masasabi na yung sequence ay geometric? So, ito yung i-discuss natin ngayon. Okay? So, let's start. So, okay. Sabi niya sa definition, geometric sequence is a sequence in which each term, sabi niya, except the first, is obtained by multiplying a constant value or a constant term which is r to the previous term. In short, para masabi mo daw na siya ay geometric, kailangan yung pattern na nakikita mo is nagmumultiply. So ano yung minumultiply? Dapat constant. When we say constant, dapat pare-parehas para masabing siya ay geometric sequence. So let us have an example. So sabi niya, 2, 4, 8, 16, tsaka 32. So as you can see, makikita mo agad no? Yung pattern, ay sir, nagmumultiply siya ng 2. So definitely, it is already a geometric sequence. Kasi based on the definition, it is obtained by multiplying a constant value. Okay? So another example, 1, 3, 9, 27, tsaka 81. So as you can see, sir, yan din ay geometric. Kasi nakita ko yung pattern, nagmumultiply ng 3. So tama ka. Dahil siya ay nagmumultiply ng constant value which is 3. So that sequence is what we call geometric. So let's try another one. 1, 10, 100, 1,000, 1,100. So as you can see, mapapaisip ka, wait lang sir. Dun sa 1, 10, 100, tsaka 1,000, nakita ko nagmumultiply po siya ng 10. Pero pagdating dun sa fifth term, hindi na siya nag-multiply ng 10. Nag-add siya ng 100. So, sir, ano ba ibig sabihin nun? It only means that the sequence given below or given on the screen is not an example of geometric sequence. Kasi ang sabi niya sa definition, kailangan constant yung minumultiply mo. E din dun sa last part, ano nangyari? nag-add ng 100. So, na-forfeit o na-defeat yung definition natin ng geometric sequence. So, ano ang point? Ang point dito, para masabing geometric, kailangan lahat constant yung minumultiply. Pag may isa doon, hindi siya nag-multiply ng constant, ng isang value na pare-pare sa iba, definitely, it is no longer a geometric sequence. Okay? So, that is the definition of geometric sequence. Okay. Let us have this one. Sabi niya, it is very important to know the constant value that is being multiplied to each term of the sequence. This constant value or constant term is what we call common ratio. So, sir, what is the formula? Okay, the formula is R is equal to A sub n over A sub n minus 1. Hello, sir, anong ibig sabihin yan? Okay, in short, pag sinabing A sub n over A sub n minus 1, i-divide mo lang pala. So, sir, sino yung i-divide ko? I-divide mo yung consecutive terms. So, yung nasa numerator, yung succeeding term. At yung nasa denominator, siya yung preceding term. Sir, hindi ko maintindihan. Ano po ba ibig sabihin mo? Halimbawa, meron akong A sub 5. So, yung A sub 5, kailangan siya yung numerator. At dapat yung nasa denominator, yung A sub 4. Halimbawa, kung ang A sub 3 yung nasa taas, dapat yung nasa baba, yung A sub 2. Halimbawa, kung ang A sub 7 yung nasa taas, kailangan yung nasa baba, A sub 6. Kailangan maglagi silang magkasunod. At yung nasa taas, yung succeeding, at yung nasa baba, yung preceding. Bigay tayo ng example. So, halimbawa, this one. 5, 10, 20. Then, you're asked to find the next two terms. So, para makuha mo yung next two terms, you must know the common ratio. So, sabi ko kanina, use the formula. Pero, in layman's terms, sabi lang niya, i-divide mo lang yung consecutive terms. Sino ba magkasunod dyan? Si 5, 10, o di kaya si 10, 20. So, pwede mong gamitin si 5 at saka si 10. O sino ba ang succeeding? Di ba ang succeeding si 10? Over, sino ang preceding? Si 5. So, 10 divided by 5 is equal to 2. Pwede mo rin naman gamitin si 20 at saka si 10. Sino ang succeeding doon? Di ba si 20? Sino ang preceding? Di ba si 10? So, 20 divided by 10 is equal to 2. So, same pa rin naman sila. Ngayon, ano ang common ratio? Ang common ratio niya is 2. So, dahil may common ratio ka na, kaya mo nang makuha yung next two terms. So, sino ba yung, bago yung dalawang line, sino ba, ano ba yung number doon? So, di ba 20? So, doon mo siya i-multiply. So, 20 times 2 is equal to 40. And 40 times 2 is equal to 80. So, therefore, the next two terms are 40 and 80. So, let us have another one. 2. There is a missing term. There is another missing term. 54 and 162. So, sir, sabi mo kanina, para makuha ko yung missing term o yung next two term o yung two terms, kung sino man po yung nawawala, kailangan makuha ko yung common ratio. Yes, kailangan makuha yung common ratio. So, paano natin makuha? Kailangan may consecutive terms para mas madali ka. So, meron naman si 54 tsaka si 162. So, sino doon ang succeeding? Si 162. At sino naman doon ang preceding? Si 54. So, 162 over 54 is equal to 3. So, sino yung common ratio natin? O ano ang common ratio natin? Ang common ratio natin ay 3. Okay, so ngayon 3 is imumultiply na natin kay 2. So, 2 times 3 is equal to 6. And 6 times 3 is equal to 18. So, that is how we are going to find the common ratio. Kapag mayroon kayong nakitang consecutive terms, sobrang daling makuha lang si common ratio. Okay? So, nagkakaintindihan dito ha? So, let us go on the next topic. Oh, sir, kailangan ko naman po malalaman kung ang sequence ay arithmetic at or geometric. Kung naaalala nyo dun sa week 2 ninyo, week 2, na pag sinabing arithmetic, tama po ba ako? Arithmetic, pag sinabi natin arithmetic, it is obtained by adding, take note, adding a constant term. While in geometric, it is obtained by multiplying. So, try natin. Yan. So, I have here two formulas. Yung geometric, binigay ko na yan kanina. Tama ba ako? I-divide mo lang naman yung magkasunod. Sa arithmetic, ganun din. Yung magkasunod. Pero ano gagawin? Isusubtract mo. Okay? Yung succeeding term, ima-minus natin kay preceding term. Kailangan constant. Pag, di ba, kaya natin tinawag na common difference. Di ba, yung D stands for common difference. At si R stands for common ratio. So, bigyan tayo ng example. This one. So, sa arithmetic, meron tayong 2, 6, 10, 14, tsaka 18. Dito naman, 3, 6, 12, 24, tsaka 48. O sa arithmetic, as you can see, di ba, pag sinubtract ko si 6 kay 2, magiging 4. Pag sinubtract ko si 10 kay 6, magiging 4. Pag sinubtract ko si 14 kay 10, magiging 4. And so on. So, arithmetic siya. Why? Kasi nag-a-add ng 4. Pagdating kay geometric, makikita mo naman. So, 3 times 2, 6. 6 times 2, 12. So, nag-multiply naman ng 2. So, yun yung geometric. Sir, may tanong ako. Gusto ko malaman kung kailan ba nagiging negative si arithmetic at kailan nagiging negative si geometric. So, bigay tayo example. So, yung next two sequence sa arithmetic, yan yung mga example. Take note yung bibigay ko ngayon is mga whole numbers or what I mean integers. Okay? So, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. At yung isa naman, negative 3, negative 6, negative 9, negative 12, negative 15. So, yung dalawang example na yan, dyan mong malalaman na ang common difference niya ay negative. Kapag puro positive yung sequence at pababa yung number. So, matik na ang common difference niya or ang sign ng common difference niya ay negative. Okay? Pagdating naman sa negative, kung yan ay puro negative, so, pataas siya yung number naman. Ang mangyayari din, ang sign ng common difference ay negative. Tandaan yung dalawa, kailan magiging negative sa whole number sa integer type pinag-uusapan natin. Kapag pababa yung number na puro positive, so definitely, the sign is negative. Why? Kasi, di ba, habang bumababa yung positive, nagre-reach niya yung zero, papunta kay negative. Okay? At dito man kay negative, automatic yan, pataas sa pataas yan Negative ng negative yan. So, ibig sabihin, nag-add ng negative. So, yun, yung pwede natin sabihin, alam ko na. Para pala masabi kong, para ko masabi na ang sign ng common difference ay negative, ganito pala. Paano naman yung geometric? So, para masabi mo na negative ang geometric, ang sign ng common ratio sa geometric sequence, yan. So, alternates, sir. Alternate pala ang sign ng geometric sequence para masabi ko na ang common ratio ay negative. So, ibig sabihin, sir, kapag puro negative yung geometric, automatic positive. Yes, very good. Laging magiging positive ang common ratio regardless kung siya ay puro positive or puro negative. Kailan lang magiging negative ang common ratio? Kapag alternate yung sign. Okay? So, yun yung malalaman natin kung kailan nagiging negative si arithmetic at kailan nagiging negative yung, kailan nagiging negative yung common difference at kailan naman nagiging negative yung common ratio. Okay? So, sir, isa pang tanong. Kailan naman nagiging fraction ang common difference at kailan din naman nagiging fraction ang geometric, ang common ratio? So, it is a case-to-case basis. So, bigay tayo example. So, sa arithmetic sequence, kapag nakita yung ganyan, or may mga fraction na given, so sa arithmetic, automatic yun. May possibility. Hindi automatic, may possibility agad na fraction yung magiging common difference. Okay? Pagdating kay geometric, as you can see, puro whole number. Pero ano nakikita nyo? Pababa yung number. Kapag nakita nyo na puro whole number, kaso lang, yung number niya is decreasing, okay, so may automatic yan na ang common ratio is fraction. Ulitin ko, kapag nakita ninyo sa geometric sequence, halimbawa katulad yan, lagi mo isipin, ay sir, parang nagdi-divide siya ng 2. Tama? Eh, di ba sabi natin sa geometric, wala tayong word na gagamitin divide. Kasi sabi niya sa definition, multiplication, multiplying. So, ibig sabihin, kung sinabi mo nagdi-divide ng 2, siya ay nagmumultiply ng 1 over 2. Okay? Halimbawa, kung nakita mo yung geometric, ay sir, nagdi-divide ng 3. So, ibig sabihin, siya ay nagmumultiply ng 1 over 3. Kaya siya nagiging fraction. So, ganun ang geometric sequence. Makikita mo na siya ay fraction kapag nakita mo yung mga whole number na pababa. Okay? Pero kapag naging fraction yan, it is a case-to-case basis. Kailangan aware ka na. Kailangan gamitin mo na ngayon yung formula natin. Divide mo na ngayon succeeding over preceding para malaman mo kung ano yung common ratio. Ganon din sa arithmetic. I-subtract mo si succeeding kay preceding para malaman mo yung common difference. Okay? So, nagkakaintindihan tayo din na. So, bigay tayo ng activity. Let's try this one. Okay? Handa kayo. So, bawat bigay kong problem, ilagay ninyo yung sagot nyo sa comment section para malaman natin kung nakuha nyo yung in-explain ko dito. Okay, so let's start. Okay, let us have an example. So, kayo na ang sasagot, ha? Okay, 100, 200, 300, 400. Paki-comment na lang po sa baba kung saan siya, kung siya ba ay arithmetic or geometric. You will only have 5 seconds. Okay. So, the answer is arithmetic kasi nag-add siya ng 100. Okay, very good. Next, 100, 200, 400, 800. Paki-comment lang po sa baba yung sagot ninyo kung siya ba ay arithmetic or geometric. Okay. Okay, so the answer is very good, geometric. Bakit naging geometric? Kasi siya ay nagmumultiply na. Next, 2, 4, 8, 16. Okay, so what is the answer? So the answer is geometric. So ano ulit? Sir, nagmumultiply ng 2. Ang dali lang, di ba? Okay, another. This one. Okay, so the answer is arithmetic. Bakit sir arithmetic? Sir, kasi po, nag-add siya ng positive 5. Take to top, positive 5. Kasi puro siya negative, then pababa yung number. Or gamitin lang natin yung subtraction. Negative 15 minus negative 20. So the answer is positive 5. Okay? So, hopefully, naintindihan to ha, kung ano yung difference between arithmetic at saka geometric. Simple lang naman Arithmetic is obtained by adding. Geometric, it is obtained by multiplying. So, let us have another and the last for this week 3. So, ano nga yun? Okay, sequences may be either finite or infinite. So, sir, kailan ko ba malalaman kung siya ay finite or finite or infinite? So, sabi niya, infinite is a sequence that has last term. And for infinite, it is a sequence that has no last term. So, the sequence a sub 1, a sub 2, a sub 3, a sub n is a finite sequence with n terms. And a sub n stands for the last term. So, ibig sabihin, in short, kung may nakita tayo na may indicated last term dun sa given sequence, definitely, it is already called as finite sequence. Pero when we say infinite, so this sequence is A sub 1, A sub 2, A sub 3. And at the end of the sequence, there is an ellipsis. And ellipsis determines that there is no end or there is no last term. Okay? So, let us have another example. Kayo ulit ang magsasolve. Okay. Saan kaya yan? Finite or infinite? Okay. Okay, let's check. So, the answer is infinite. Okay, very good. Next, this one. Okay, so the answer is finite. Okay, next. I-type lang sa comment section yung sagot, ha? Okay, so the answer is infinite. Okay, next. This one. Okay, so the answer is finite. This one. Okay, so the answer is finite. And last, okay, so the answer is infinite. Okay, so as you can see, madali lang naman yung finite tsaka infinite. Okay, so by the way guys, so students, so nakita niyo naman yung mga topic na diniscuss natin. That is the entire topics for week 3 na actually kung kaya natin kunin lang yung difference between finite and infinite, arithmetic and geometric, and how to find the common ratio, it is easy for you to find the answer. So, hopefully, mga batang bayan, mga mag-aaral, naintindihan natin yung topic for week 3. At sa susunod, i-discuss naman natin ang para sa week 4. So, sana may naintindihan tayo na kahit papano may na-impart sa inyong knowledge.